Chopper Fisher here, and today you get to watch me struggle to try to make my first video in months. Bear with me. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to do this here. It's been a little bit. It's been one hell of a year. I've been doing a lot of photography at basically all of the motorcycle events in New England. As many as I can get myself to, which is going to be even more next year, also stretching past New England a little bit. But for now, let's get you up to date on what I got done to the bike, where it's at now, and what I'm doing today, which is making, or at least designing, and beginning to make, the headlight bracket. For this ugly ass lighthouse looking headlight, that's just kind of going with the color scheme of the chrome and the gold accents, brass, copper, whatever. I'm doing all sorts of shit. Harbor Freight 5-speed special drill press. Did some tube notching for the brake assembly on the rear brake. Bench grinder to help clean stuff up. These two items alone have made things so much more possible. So is the TC Bros like kind of kit that they have. Only one piece was notched. I believe it was this top one was notched. The bottom one wasn't. So I notched it with the new drill press. Somewhat over welded the bottom because I wanted to kind of have that molded look. So that way, you know, it looks like one piece instead of just seeing the welds everywhere. I got this threaded rod. I'm going to be covering the thread with a piece of copper tubing. It's all just kind of loosely fitted there right now, but it functions. We're gonna take this piece of steel, it's about eighth inch thick, maybe a little thicker, to start designing the headlight bracket. Now the stock lower triple tree has these two threads that originally held, it was like a brake line elbow or something that split the line so that way it comes off down to the side to the caliper. Not going to be using that on this build, so I'm going to use those two thread holes for the headlight bracket. So I'm going to cut this piece off, use this small piece, put the holes there, which is going to be the fun part because my caliper's battery is actually dead. And so I'm just going to wing it. So I'm actually going to make these holes by just completely eyeballing it and then use a square to find the center. And there I have my cross points. So before I can see if this even fits, I gotta start doing a little bit of shaping around the edges. Take off some of the corners, get it in a little bit closer. Now that I got the spot where the holes are at, I can start shaping it because it's actually too wide to go in there at the moment. Simmer down now. So, that's the piece. Gonna need to take a little bit more off of this side to even it up on that side. But more importantly, we're about to check and see if these holes actually match up and if it'll fit. I don't know. I literally have to go like a millimeter to the left. So I'm just gonna go like the next drill bit size up. The holes are lined up perfectly for this here bracket. So now to use the remaining piece of scrap metal. This might design like some sort of T-shaped bracket. One piece going this way, one piece on the top going that way, with a flat piece on the top. Maybe come up to about here because it's a bullet-shaped headlight. I don't want it right up inside there. Just don't think it's gonna look good. So let's go with 5 inches. Close enough. The idea is to have this T-shape, another flat angle here, and have a little platform where I'm going to tap a hole, screw in a bolt on the back side where my headlight will mount. If any of that made any sense, I can see it in my head. The amount of time that it takes to fabricate something, you might as well double it if you're trying to record it as well. So while I still got a little bit of daylight here, I'm gonna weld this thing together. Start building that T. I'm gonna tack weld it first, make sure I actually like it, and then get things in place, measure, cut, do more, whatever. Let's get to it. Tack weld. Hey! Bye! Alright. So what's up to the people?
Hey guys. I'm
fabricating
leaving, but
she's leaving.
Make sure you subscribe to him. He's awesome.
Yeah, she helped me on the Wild Rabbit Moto video. Did you?
I did.
Yeah. All right, bye. Love you.
I love you.
Same thing, other side. Smoking. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but I'm happy with it. Happy with the upgrades I did to the welder. They're kind of jimmy rigged, just like everything else you've seen me do in the previous episodes. But I got a bigger, more proper cup that actually goes over the old 35 tip. The other cup let the tip stick past the cup, so it wasn't trapping all the argon properly. And now I think welds like a boss. You know, now that I have this piece made, I really don't know if I like the idea of turning it into a T. I don't think it's gonna look good. And for me, this chopper is all about looking nimble and good. I feel like that's just gonna beef it up a little bit too much. So the sun here is going down rapidly. So I tapped this off camera. I figured don't have to record every single little step and make this a 30-minute video. You guys know what I did to make those holes. Same thing here. This is gonna be the top plate. I'm also gonna shape it, round off the corners, and narrow it. Stop honking! And make like a teardrop shape. Oh, make a teardrop shape coming down. What the f is going on here? Stop honking! And it's gonna look a little something like that, with a teardrop on the top, and that's where the headlight will mount. So I'm gonna pick up where I'm leaving off on this thing tomorrow, so I have daylight, so the video actually looks good. Because it looks like shit when the sun goes down in here, as you can see in some of the previous videos. So for your guys' sake and enjoyment of viewing quality footage, you'll see me tomorrow. Just like that. You probably thought it was actually the next day like I said it was gonna be. It's exactly a week later. I'm late. It's about 30 degrees colder than last time. Breaking out the overalls. When I say it's 30 degrees colder, it's also 30 degrees outside. Which ain't too bad. It's only gonna get worse from here. So I'm going to use this here ruler and grid out the center point and the distances between the size holes that I want. I'm probably gonna go with about that size hole. The size gap that I want, so that way they're evenly spaced out and center. With just a ruler and a pencil. I'm going to use a center punch a mark on each cross point to create a starting point for the drill bit. I drill about a 3/8 size hole for each one of these center punch marks. So, let's get over to the drill press. So if for some reason you don't know this already, you don't want to start with the size drill bit of the hole that you actually want if it's a bigger hole. You're going to want to use a starter bit, something a lot smaller, so this thing doesn't bind up on you and fry your motor or something. Nothing good happens. Do it the right way. Got the holes tapped. Pretty happy with how it looks, I guess. Better than what it was before. So, I've been doing some doodling. I get that somewhat of a teardrop shape drawn out and about to cut it. There it is. Time to shape it up with the grinding wheel. If I can pick the damn thing up. Duh. This is what I was trying to make. Perfect little teardrop shape to go on the top of this to make a mounting plate. So I've done some smoothing out of the edges, rounding it off a little bit. I keep calling it a teardrop, and I came to terms with the fact that it looks more like one of those Ouija board things. Alright, did some final detailing on both pieces. Cleaned up the top. Whoa, cleaned up the top there for welding this on. Now it's time to weld it. Brittany's here. So, turns out I absolutely love it. I've already tried it on, already fitted the headlight. I'm going to show you that after, but that's how I know I'm going to confirm these welds and finish the product. So I completely forgot to have the camera rolling for this whole part. The weld sounded good. It looked great. I just went like way at an angle and it ended up going like up the sidewall and just not across the seam perfectly, so that way it doesn't look like that weld. It looks like absolute doggy doo-doo. So I'm just gonna grind it down because I don't like things that look like shit. It looks like shit. Alright. This is it in its final form. All shaped out. Got a little tiny bit more smoothing to do. But I'm very happy with how it came out. Nice and even. Everything's square where it needs to be. And it's solid. Time to get this bad Larry mounted. That's it. So that's it right there, folks. That is the initial mount. It's exactly where I measured it. It's exactly where I wanted it to sit. Some people will love it. Some people might hate it. I don't give a shit. I like it. It looked like this, and now it looks like that. That's pretty damn cool. So hopefully that can inspire some of you guys to take a swing at fabricating your first piece of something. Whether it's a headlight bracket or something. Just whip something up. Have fun. I entered this thing into the greasy dozen. So I'm going to build like I am selected, regardless of whether or not I am selected. Hopefully, obviously, I get selected. If not, I still want to take this thing to Ohio. I got a bunch of friends that are going. I want to go. Sounds just like an adventure worth having, regardless. There's camping, there's drinking, there's hand-built bikes within the last 6 months of the show. Like, that's cool as hell. I want to be a part of that either way. So if you made it all the way to this point of the video, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I hope that you actually enjoyed it and I didn't bore you to death. I got something in my eye. Anyway, make sure you like and subscribe, do all that stuff. And we'll see you in the next one.